Officer Harmon. A fugitive on the loose? Not on my watch.
Hi, welcome to Second Edition. My name is Alexis Dixon. I would love to stay and tell you more about our show, but I'm currently on the run, so I'll talk to you later.
A criminal, you're mine.
He'll never catch me!
That's the fastest kid alive.
I think I lost him!
Freeze! This is gonna make the news.
Thank you for joining us. Well, it looks like Edmontonians can look forward to another 3 months of winter.
No thanks to the groundhog. It seems like the little guy got it wrong this year. If you're living in the capital region, you can expect more cold and icy conditions, whether you like it or not.
Well, I usually go for a run, but in the mornings, but not in this weather. I hate it. I'm over it.
Yeah.
I wish it was summer.
Yeah, it's cold.
Temperatures will continue to drop into the lower minus 30s with the wind chill. According to the weather records, Edmontonians haven't seen this much snow since 1974.
I hate the snow, and I want to move away, and I want to go to Hawaii. It's too cold.
Well, we might not be in Hawaii, but there are, in fact, brighter days ahead of us.
Snow removal crews are facing many challenges this year. With snowfalls reaching record amounts, the budget and number of crews are being stretched thin, working around the clock after storms. The city is looking into buying 30 new pieces of snow removal equipment to help with cleanup next year. This could cost the city an extra $8 million. Another solution being explored is a 24-hour parking ban in residential areas. This would mean that homeowners would need to find alternative parking if snowfall reaches over a certain amount of centimeters. The city of Edmonton budgeted $44.4 million for snow removal in 2010 and is cited to add another $13 million for next year.
Students at NAIT went to the polls recently to decide their new government. One NAIT student we spoke with feels voting in school elections is an important part of her education.
I do think it's important to vote because this is my school as well, so I want an input and I want a person who could represent that.
But not all feel the same way. Some students see voting as ineffective, feeling as though their voices and opinions won't be accounted for.
I just think that they don't care enough. I mean, they feel like somebody else would do it. It's just the same thing as voting for anything else, really. It's just they feel like they don't really have their vote's not gonna really matter.
The results for NAIT's Student Association elections are in, and a new president has been elected. Fourth-year accounting student Govind Pillai replaces last year's president, Timothy Jobs. Pillai's platform included lowering student fees and creating a more reasonable cost for education. He also plans on improving transportation to and from campus. Pillai is pro-expansion and hopes to see the student body collaborate with NAIT to achieve these goals. President Pillai's former position, VP External, has been filled by Timothy Jobs. Third-year business student Tegan Galler takes over as VP Academic, while Tyler Bernard remains VP of Campus Life for another term. Voting took place online at naitsa.ca and at different polling stations around the campus.
Edmonton's fire department had their work cut out for them on Tuesday morning. After receiving the call at around 5 a.m., crews responded to a fire on 118th Avenue and 94th Street. 50 firefighters battled the flames and smoke, as well as the extreme cold, with temperatures dipping into the minus 30s. The cold weather was an added challenge, as the water being used to put out the fire left ice on surrounding buildings and roadways. The city kept a grader and sanding trucks nearby to help keep the ice buildup under control. Morning rush hour traffic was delayed, but the flames were contained just after 10 a.m. The building was abandoned at the time, and no injuries were reported. There's an estimated $1.5 million in damages. An Edmonton cheer team is getting ready to take the world stage. Alberta Cheer Empire Open All-Girl Cheer Team is training to compete at the World Cheerleading Championships in Orlando, Florida. The team, made up of 24 girls ages 18 to 32, competed in Abbotsford, British Columbia, coming home with first place and earning themselves a spot in the championships.
I'm really honored to be going to Worlds in Florida this year because we'll be the first all-girl team to be competing from Alberta, and we are also the first team in Alberta to get a partial paid bid, which includes a $3,000 to go towards our competition fees.
Alberta Cheer Empire started in Edmonton 5 years ago and is a top contender in the Canadian All-Star cheer scene. The World Cheerleading Championships take place in the Disney World Resort April 28th and 29th.
Now we have Brent with sports. So Brent, what do you have for us today?
Nate, playoff action, men's basketball, women's hockey, badminton, curling, and a whole lot more than that. All coming up next in sports. On campus, playoff time is here with NAIT teams competing for titles in several sports. The men's basketball team is gearing up for the ACAC Final Four, which it will host this weekend. NAIT will take on Mount Royal College in one semifinal Friday night at 8 p.m. at the NAIT Gym, with the winner facing either Lethbridge or Lakeland Saturday night in the championship final. The women's hockey team split the first two games of their best-of-5 ACAC semifinal series with State, losing Game 1 4-3 last Thursday before bouncing back to win Game 2 2-1. The Ooks and Trojans will face off in Game 3 of the series tonight in Calgary, with Game 4 scheduled for 7 p.m. Friday at NAIT Arena. As well, 8 members of NAIT's badminton team will compete in the CCAA National Championships in New Brunswick, beginning this afternoon, while all 3 of NAIT's curling teams will take to the ice starting tomorrow at the ACAC Championships at Lakeland College. In women's curling, Amber Holland's Saskatchewan rink became the first from the Wheat Province to win the Scotties Tournament of Hearts since the late Sandra Schmirler in 1997, when they defeated 3-time defending champion Jennifer Jones and Team Canada 8-7 on Sunday night in Charlottetown, PEI. Holland overcame an early 3-0 deficit to win her first Scotties Championship in a thrilling back-and-forth contest that wasn't decided until the final rock was thrown. Holland and her rink will now represent Canada at the Capital One World Women's Curling Championship in Denmark, beginning March 18th. On the men's side, Edmontonian and NAIT alumnus Kevin Martin and his Alberta champion rink will take aim at their 5th Tim Hortons Brier title when this year's Canadian Championship begins today in London, Ontario. In NHL action last night, the defending Stanley Cup champions continued their climb up the Western Conference standings. Chicago captain Jonathan Toews scored his 24th goal of the season at 6:46 of the first period on a great little feed from Patrick Kane and Patrick Sharp to give the Blackhawks a 1-0 lead. He then followed that up by notching his second goal of the game and 25th point in his last 15 games late in the second period to give Chicago a 4-1 lead heading into the third. Calgary made a game of it in the final frame, pulling within 1 on a goal by Rene Bourque, but their comeback was snuffed out by Marian Hossa's empty netter to secure a 6-4 win for Chicago. With the victory, their 6th in a row, the Hawks vaulted past the Flames into 4th place in the West. In other games, Anaheim downed Detroit 2-1 in overtime. The Islanders dumped Minnesota 4-1. Toronto defeated Pittsburgh in overtime 3-2, and New Jersey slipped by Tampa Bay 2-1. 20-year-old Canadian men's tennis phenomenon Milos Raonic should be ready to compete for Canada in a Davis Cup tie in Mexico this weekend, after taking the last couple of weeks off to recover from a recurring bout of tendonitis in his right shoulder. Raonic is already known for a rocket of a serve, which has helped to propel his meteoric rise in the ATP World Rankings. In 2011 alone, his accomplishments at the SAP Open in San Jose, California, which he won, and at the region's Morgan Keegan Championships in Memphis, Tennessee, where he finished a strong runner-up to American Andy Roddick, have propelled him from 156th in the world to 37th, the highest a Canadian men's singles player has ever been ranked. Canada will host the Women's World Cup of Soccer in 2015. FIFA President Sepp Blatter made the announcement this morning in Zurich, Switzerland, confirming Canada's winning bid. With Zimbabwe's withdrawal from contention, our country became the lone bidder for the tourney, making it a mere formality to receive official confirmation from FIFA of the winning bid. The 2015 event will be the largest of its kind to date, with the tournament expanding from 16 to 24 countries. The Canadian Soccer Association has submitted a list of 7 potential host cities for the World Cup, including Edmonton. And that's it from the world of sports.
Did you know? Did you know in Nova Scotia it's illegal for a person to water their lawn while it's raining? Did you know in Mississippi bear wrestling matches are prohibited? Did you know in Alabama it is illegal to wear a fake mustache that causes laughter in church? Did you know in Devil's Lake, North Dakota, fireworks are not allowed to be set off after 11 p.m.? Did you know in Guelph, Ontario, the city is classified as a no-pee zone? Did you know in Oshawa, Ontario, it is illegal to climb trees? Did you know in Alberta, you may not pay for a 50-cent item with only pennies? Did you know also in Alberta, businesses must provide rails for tying up horses?
Who does that cop even think he is? He doesn't know the very first thing about getting any information. That may just be my amazing acting skills, however. I am so good at being innocent. Now, if only I knew some moves so I could have got away when he tripped me. Trip me? What kind of a cop trips a criminal? Wait, I think I was shown self-defense, actually.
Knowing a little self-defense can help make a walk home or even to your car a lot less stressful. I met up with Randy King, owner and trainer at KPC Martial Arts, to learn some self-defense.
Natural reaction. Good.
Randy showed me how to escape from a hold from behind.
Good.
Then Randy gave me some tips to avoid being attacked. First, Randy explained why you should always be aware of your surroundings.
You want to be aware of the situation, the environment. Keep shifting your eyes, looking around.
Second, you should walk with confidence and look busy.
Even if you are a timid, quiet person, just projecting that aura of confidence or even being busy. Because if you're busy, you'll be missed and they can't take you and do what they need to do because you're going somewhere else.
Third, talking on the phone is a good way to avoid predators, but don't let the conversation distract you.
On a phone is a really, really good thing because people are going to see that that person's talking to somebody and they're making contact and they don't want to attack.
And finally, never listen to music if you're walking alone.
Headphones I wouldn't recommend, as fun as it is to walk or even jog with them if you're going through new neighborhoods because that's one of your 5 senses eliminated.
Always be aware of your surroundings when you're walking anywhere alone, and walk in groups if you can. I'm Jennifer Ramstead, Second Edition News.
Why don't you just fess up? We have your fingerprints right here.
I didn't do anything.
Then why would you run?
Why wouldn't I? Look at you.
I need some coffee.
NR92 is your source for all your campus news, sports, and entertainment. Top of the hour, every hour.
NR92, radio for the students, by the students.
Doctor, I'm losing hope. I've searched everywhere. I'm never gonna find the one.
Well, why don't we take a look back at your past relationships?
I don't understand.
Just be patient. Maybe you haven't found your flavor yet.
Allow me?
Thank you.
Find your rock. Big Rock.
NR92.com, giving you what you want when you want it.
Yo, DJ, throw it down.
You
I
got
used
it.
to read Word Up magazine. Hey, DJ, turn on some rock and roll. You got it. NR92.com, your music, your attitude.
Oh my god, I'm so excited.
Damn.
It's all you'll think about.
All right.
Beware the Big Rock goggles. Big Rock, simply irresistible.
Hi and welcome to Cooking with Ernest. I'm Alexis Dixon along with Chef TJ, and he's going to show us how to make the perfect pasta. So when I cook, I always undercook it or overcook it. So how do I make it perfect?
So what you're looking for is that perfect balance, which we call al dente.
Al dente.
And so what the al dente is when you cook the pasta, it has a bit of a bite to it, but you've cooked out all the hard starches, so it's still tender and nice, but you can actually chew your pasta.
Chew it, yeah, and it's comfortable to chew.
Correct.
Okay,
yes.
so how do we get there?
So first off, you start with your dry pasta.
Okay.
And you know what noodle we have here?
Fettuccine.
Fettuccine is right.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do is you bring water to a boil.
First or
heavily
after?
salty. Yeah, so you want to start off with that.
Okay.
And then you're gonna add in your dry pasta to the water.
Okay.
You're gonna let it boil for about 10 to 12 minutes, and
Okay.
it also depends on what kind of noodle. Like if you ever cook macaroni,
Not well.
usually takes a bit longer though,
Yes.
right? All right.
Okay.
So after you've cooked it, what you want to look for is we have a noodle here, which if you bite into it, this one's a little undercooked.
Mm-hmm.
And when you bite into it, it kind of sticks to your teeth.
Yeah.
It's
And it's
kind
hard
of
to
crunchy.
chew.
It's not very appetizing, right?
Yeah.
So then look at that. It's very dark in color. Whereas this overcooked noodle,
It's really white.
white,
Yeah.
pale, and it just looks limp and not very attractive. So if you bite into that one,
Macaroni. Okay.
it's just very soft in your mouth.
Yeah.
And it's kind of mushy. Doesn't really do much for myself.
No, it's not very good.
So there you go. So what we're looking for is the al dente.
Okay. So this
Which-
is a perfect. This is what we want to get.
It's right in between the undercooked and the overcooked, right?
Okay.
So when you bite into it, you're gonna have a little bit of bite, but it's still soft, and you've cooked out all those hard starches.
Okay. So after you're done cooking it, what do you do to the noodle? Just put it there?
Well,
Strain it
it's
out?
always good to either toss some butter or olive oil,
Mhm.
some sort of an oil to keep them separate, individual noodles.
Okay.
I also do salt and pepper on it for a little
Salt
bit
and
of
pepper.
flavor.
Definitely.
To
Yeah.
it as well.
Well, thank you, Chef TJ. You definitely helped my cooking skills.
Oh, that Jughead never fails to make me laugh. Oh, didn't see you there. I was just about to do some police sketches, so let's check it out.
First, you go to flashface.ctapt.de. To start your police sketch, select the shape of your fugitive's head. Then you can add hair, eyebrows, eyes, a nose, a mouth, and the jawline. The site has other characteristics you can add, such as mustaches, beards, and glasses. There are hundreds of features to choose from in each category, which means endless possibilities when it comes to creating sketches. You can make police sketches of your friends and family, or of your next door neighbor, even your favorite teacher, or least favorite teacher, whatever the case may be. Unfortunately, you can't make a police sketch of your dog. If you don't like it at all, just go to the toolbar on the right-hand side of the screen and click Clear All. When you're happy with the look of your police sketch, you can print it and hang it on your fridge forever.
Just has to be some kind of way for us to catch these hardened criminals.
Yo, Payne,
Bruin,
did you just hear the news?
name of the scoop.
Turns out, fastest kid alive? Not so fast. Officer Harmon just caught the girl.
Good, good. But that still leaves this crime lord, the damn department rat. Have to get it out of the department.
Oh, that rat.
But how?
We just gotta think. What would Leo do?
You won't be paid as a regular cop, but there's a bonus involved.
So what do I do? A film by Martin Scorsese, The Departed features a star-studded cast with Leonardo DiCaprio, Jack Nicholson, Matt Damon, and Mark Wahlberg playing key roles in the film.
DiCaprio plays an undercover cop who has been assigned to infiltrate the mob, while at the same time, Damon plays a criminal working for the mob who has worked his way into the state police.
We could work something out. We are all convinced that Costello has at least one mole inside the Special Investigations Unit.
Both characters become deeply consumed by their double lives as the pressure rises. When both the mob and police learn that a rat is amongst them, the race is on.
You better get organized, quick.
Hey, last time I checked, I tipped you off and you're not in jail.
Both Damon and DiCaprio start to feel the heat, and the race to discover the other's identity becomes a matter of life and death.
The movie keeps you on your toes from start to finish. There's non-stop action, and the movie always keeps you guessing.
Also, the actors really bring out the emotions of the story, and you can really connect with the characters.
We give The Departed 5 rats out of 5.
If you just give up your act now, I mean, in just a few moments, you'll be done. You'll be finished. It'll be over. We're this close to raining on your parade. You'll be done. Like, usually this stuff doesn't happen to me. I'm a good cop. Like, first, you get away and then my wife leaves. And this is supposed to be my case. This is supposed to be my big break. Oh. This isn't fair. You know what? No, I have you. Oh, not again!
Hey, thanks for joining us on Second Edition. I hope you enjoyed the show. Once again, I'm Alexis Dixon, and I would love to hear your thoughts, but I'm on the run, so I gotta go.